What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner. And looks like my neighbors are having a party. And it's a pity I wasn't invited. I'm gonna have to hit him with the Sean Connery. Hello, my name is Sean Connery. Nice to meet you. You can call me 007 if you like. But anyway, I'm a little upset that I wasn't invited to the party. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about the party. Not here to talk about my white dog of privilege or my dog of color. I'm here to talk about the crazy schizophrenia and multiple personalities of the left. Because, see, every day it appears that they wake up with a new narrative. And they also wake up with some new titles that they want to assign to all of the Trump supporters based on the need or the necessity, based on the circumstance or situation. I just want them to make up their mind. That's it. That's all I want. Because, see, when the election was going on, the narrative was that all Trump supporters are upper class, rich, white men. Hey, get over here. Hey, how you doing? Once again, the dogs. Hey, get over here, Sammy. Don't get distracted. My neighbors, they're throwing a party and my dogs, I guess they want to join the party. You guys aren't invited, okay? I'm sorry. You're not, especially you, dog of color, okay? Don't look that way. Look at him. Look at him. Look. He's not focused. Hey, dog of color. Dog of color. Hey, I'm talking to you, dog of color. Just disobedient. Anyway, the narrative seems to change every single day. So now, during the election, it was all rich, white, upper class men that were voting for Trump. All of them were Nazi KKK members and white supremacists and white privileged people. And that was the narrative, right? But now, all of a sudden, Jim Acosta goes out to Trump territory. He walked in voluntarily. He came. He knew what the atmosphere was going to be like, okay? See, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Let's just get that straight. Now, if I go down to Cincinnati, Ohio, and I go into a bar with all of the Cincinnati fans, I know I'm walking into a hostile environment. Now, if I go in there with my Steelers shirt on, I can't get mad when they start going boo and vice versa. Okay, all I can do is man up and fight back. But Jim Acosta, he didn't do that. See, me, because I'm a grown man and I'm built for it tough and I'm hardcore, when I go in there and they start going boo, I'll be like, shut up. Because you know why? The Steelers got 6 Super Bowl rings. How many y'all got? And I go off. I fight back. But Jim didn't do that. You know how he fought back? He went out and tattled on us. He went out like, they're bullying me, they're harassing me, they're making my feelings hurt, and they're also scaring me because I fear for my life. That's why, and I'm thinking, yeah, right, okay. So they went from being rich, upper class white men to now all of them are hillbilly, backdoor people whose elevator don't go to the top, and they all have like a half a tooth. Okay, they're all missing the teeth and everything. They probably just came right out of the Appalachian Mountains and so on and so forth, according to Jim Acosta and some of the other, left-wing pundits and so on and so forth. So anyway, what I'm saying here is that we just got to come out with one narrative. That's all I'm asking for the left. And see, here's my thing. I'm sorry, I got to let the dogs in because my neighbors want to have a party, y'all. That's why. Anyway, so here's my thing. When it comes down to these narratives that they push out, and I said to myself, okay, since we have all these different sects of, Trump supporters, I guess they just overlooked the big group of black people with the black for Trump signs right in front of Jim, and yelling CNN sucks. So what category do we fall in? I mean, where's our place in the whole rhetoric of the left and the media? I mean, we're not mentioned. Are we in political limbo? We're not a part of your identity politics categories anymore? I don't understand. We're not rich, upper class white men, but yet we're also not poor hillbillies with just a half a tooth. So what? Are we getting discriminated against? We're not included in your identity politics and your shaming and your name calling and all of that stuff. Your elitistness. We're not in that. I just want to know where we fit in. See, the problem is with the left, they are wishy-washy. They flip-flop. That's why they're fake. We know about the Democrats. We know about the media. It's all about let's wake up today and see which way the wind is blowing, and then we'll decide what narrative we want to come up with or how we want to paint people, okay? if it's more advantageous to make them all rich, upper class people, so that the poor people will feel like we got to vote against the establishment and all of those rich people that want to keep us down. Or if we want to go with the narrative that they're all crazy hillbillies and dumb and can't recognize that CNN and MSNBC is a great, upstanding, truthful, honest, non-biased news organization. They're not able to understand that because their elevators, according to Jim Acosta, don't go to the top. So now they go from being smart, upper class, rich KKK members and Nazi people to now dumb people who they can't count, can't read, none of that stuff, And so right now the narrative fits it because they don't want it to appear that smart people are seeing through CNN's crap. So they want to, of course, segregate them and use identity politics by saying things like, for you to buy into this narrative that CNN is fake news, that CNN reports bias coverage, then you must be crazy. You can't be too smart if that's what you think. And nobody wants to be associated with a whole group of hillbillies, running around talking about yeehaw. Nobody wants to be associated with that. So if you're one of those people, then that's what you're associated with. Yeah, so that's what they're doing. They're trying to shame people in every category to try to block the narrative that they're garbage. Now, this is how you know that they're schizophrenic. This is how you know they have multiple personality disorders, because they can't make up their mind. They're not a real party, just like the news, fake news, the liberal media aren't real news organizations. Let me give you an example, okay? Donald Trump, according to them, is an evil, diabolical genius. This man was able to put together one of the greatest conspiracies ever. Somehow was able to hook up with Vladimir Putin, leave not one trace of evidence, okay? No phone calls, no records of some meetings, nothing. No coordination, nothing. But somehow he was able to do that, okay? Only leaving crumbs of evidence by including low-level campaign members like George Papadopoulos and Carter Page, who he never met. Yeah, he left those crumbs. But all the other stuff, he managed to cover up. And he was so diabolical in his scheme that he was able to stand up in front of everybody and say to Russia openly, hey, I hope you find those 30,000 emails. He just revealed his plot right in front of America and the whole world, but yet somehow we're not able to find a trace of it. That man is a diabolical genius. He's like Pinky in the Brain. This man is like Dr. Evil. Hello, Scott. Yeah, he's amazing. But yet, at the same time, he's also a dumb idiot who can't speak good, and he uses all of these street tactics, and he doesn't have the type of charisma to negotiate with people, and he's feeble-minded. He's losing his mind. Yeah, he's dumb. He's crazy. He doesn't know policies. He's ignorant. Yeah, he's both of those things at the same time. That's what they're trying to tell us. Yeah, see, it all comes down to what's the narrative of the day. Another example of that would be, how can you question the duties and upstanding righteousness of our men and women of the FBI that are simply doing their job? All they're doing is just following the facts. You're trying to hinder an investigation and throw mud on an upstanding organization like the FBI that's simply trying to get to the bottom of what happened with the interference in our Russia, with Russia interfering in our election. That's all. That's all they want. They're not trying to sabotage Trump. They're not trying to send people to his campaign to get some type of information out of them to try to set them up, little entrapment. They're not trying to do that stuff. They're not trying to use a fake, phony Russia dossier that nobody was able to confirm, but yet they all signed off on it and didn't tell the judge that it was sponsored by Hillary Clinton, and didn't tell the judge that the information wasn't right. We didn't confirm any of it. No, but we don't need to go over those details. No, yeah. See, it's not about those things. It's not about, Lisa Page and Strzok, all of them talking about an insurance policy and talking about how we gonna stop this thing here from happening. It's not about that. Those are things that you shouldn't question. You shouldn't question it because, when you do that, you're undermining authority, the FBI, I mean, these guys been around forever with no corruption. J. Edgar Hoover. Yeah, no corruption at all. So we should just trust them blindly. But at the same time, ICE, we should be prosecuting ICE because see what ICE is, it's like they're a terrorist organization. Yeah, you know what? I tell you, just because they go out and they do their job and they prevent people to come into our country and just commit crimes and do things like that, and because they want to enforce the laws that most of the people on Capitol Hill put in place, they're wrong. They're the terrorists. It's not the people who violated the law. It's not the criminals' fault anymore. We should always question ICE's motives. We should always say, you know what? Why are you really going after illegal immigrants that broke the law and came over here and committed crimes? What's your real motive besides the obvious? It's probably because deep down inside you hate all Mexicans and you're doing the bidding of your Hitler president, Donald Trump. You can't have it both ways, Left. You can't have it both ways. Fake, phony media, and now they're whining about we're not fake news. We report non-biased stuff. So you get my point. Make up your mind. I just want to know where we fit in. If you got two sects of Trump supporters, you got the rich upper class KKK members who are all upper class white men, and if their wives are involved, it's only because they made them get involved. And then the other half of them are dumb hillbillies with Confederate flags and no teeth and no education. They all live in trailer parks and they're inciting violence, things like that. Well, where does all the black people fit in? Where does all the Latinos that voted for Trump or the Asians? We want to know where we fit into the identity politics. We want to know where we fit in under your false narratives that Trump supporters are either one or the other. Make up your mind, all right? That's all I want. I don't want to be in political purgatory, okay? I just need to know where y'all gonna put us, okay? Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. I just had to highlight the hypocrisy of the left and their garbage tactics. I love exposing them. That's why I do this. See, when I talk in the third person like I'm one of them, I'm really revealing the mind of them. I'm showing you how they think, how they operate, and how stupid it sounds. You know, I just want people, as I'm doing these things, to sit back and hear it and just say, you know what? That does sound crazy. That does sound ridiculous. I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah, that's why I do this. Anyway, God bless you. Find me on Facebook and Twitter. And also check me out on Wednesday nights in Kevin's Corner, my live radio blog talk show. There's links in the bottom. And then also, if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, there's links in the bottom to do that as well. And next time that I bring the dogs out, I'm going to have to do a check, make sure ain't nobody having no parties out here. I'm getting sick of me being interrupted by my neighbors because they, for whatever reason, don't know my schedule to do Kevin's Corner. They're going to have to get with the program. Anyway, God bless you. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.